Hello, this is the mid-September weather and climate outlook update for grain growing regions of New South Wales and Queensland. This outlook will focus on rainfall and temperature, including frost and the bushfire outlook in the next weeks and months to support upcoming decisions. First, the key messages. And soil moisture levels remain below average for grain growing regions in both states. Soil moisture levels are expected to remain below average through October and further decline. Below median rainfall continues to be the expectation in the next weeks and months, and in terms of temperature, we're still expecting above median daytime and nighttime temperatures. Over the next month or so, there's generally a lower chance of frost, but an increased fire danger risk to Queensland and northern New South Wales in spring. Looking now at soil moisture conditions, and we're about halfway through the month of September, but nowhere in New South Wales nor Queensland is currently on track to see average rainfall for the month. In New South Wales, we've generally seen less than 5mm west of a line from Inverell down to Wagga, but with some exceptions. We've seen 12mm for the month at Coonabarabran and 15mm at Parkes. But overall, there's not been enough to reverse soil moisture deficits, which remain below average to very much below average. And as you can see on the right hand side, below average soil moisture conditions will continue for New South Wales into October. In Queensland, it's a similar story, with less than 5mm for the month to date for central and southeast grain growing parts of Queensland, and in the southwest of the state, less than 2mm. In fact, we had just 1mm for the month at Goondiwindi. And looking at October, we can expect to see below average soil moisture conditions continuing for all parts of Queensland. Next, looking at the 10-day accumulated rainfall for New South Wales, comparing the EC model on the left and the Access model on the right-hand side. We are entering a hot and dry upcoming 10 days. Maximums will start to climb into the high 20s to mid 30s, and there's very little rainfall on the outlook, as you can see here. We are likely to see some early season maximum temperature records being broken at places like Coonabarabran, Condobolin, Nyngan, Cobar, and even Orange. And for Queensland, comparing the two models again, we see very little rainfall on the outlook, with coastal showers not really making its way past the ranges. And so over the next 10 days, no significant rainfall for Queensland, but winds will pick up into next week. Looking at the last 2 weeks of September, and we do see that the chance of seeing above median rainfall is very low across both states. In fact, less than 25% to pass southern Queensland and northern New South Wales. We have in the past seen good historical accuracy, and so at this stage we can have confidence in this outlook that it will be a dry end to the month. Looking into October, and again we do see a low chance of exceeding median rainfall for both Queensland and New South Wales, although accuracy does tend to be a little bit lower across both states. Extending our outlook now from November to January, and we see a little bit of a shift. First, through southwest Queensland and northern New South Wales, the Access model is currently indicating a 50-50 chance of seeing above median rainfall from November and into the summer. Overall, there is lower confidence of about 60% or less for northern New South Wales, but what we can do at this point is compare some of the other international models. And what you see here is an average of the US, European, Japanese and Canadian models for the same time period, again comparing the chance of seeing above median rainfall. And similar to the other map, parts of Western and Southern Queensland and Northern New South Wales are currently showing a 50-50 chance of seeing above median rainfall. So certainly from these two maps, it is a watch point heading into the summer. Turning now to look at the frost. And we are looking to see some cooler mornings through the beginning part of the outlook period. Wednesday morning and Thursday morning, we do see temperatures to parts of southeast New South Wales and the northeast dipping to be below 3 degrees. But then this area of cold morning does contract to the northern tablelands, and we do see some warmer mornings coming up into next week. And we do see in the following week, following the 15th, a fairly low risk, and that's because we do see winds shift to a bit more of an easterly pattern, meaning less of a chance of frost. Extending the outlook now for frost, and these are looking at some experimental maps, specifically the chance of seeing at least one frost or overnight temperatures less than 2 degrees on the left-hand side, the week starting the 22nd of September, and on the right-hand side, the fortnight starting the 22nd of September. what we see here is that there is still a chance heading into the first week of October of seeing some frost. And this is due to some of those clear skies coming in. So certainly as we start to enter warmer parts of the year, there is still a risk of frost for some areas. And looking at the extended minimum temperature outlook out to December, we see that the chance of exceeding median minimum temperatures is very high. And we do have good pass accuracy. So what we can see is that we are expecting to see warmer nights, but of course the risk of frost hasn't completely disappeared yet. Looking at maximum temperatures, and across the board, there's a very high chance of exceeding median maximum temperatures with more than 80% chance for pretty much all of Eastern Australia. And pass accuracy on the right-hand side is very much above 75%. So we have high confidence in this. So instead, we can also look at the chance of seeing unusually high maximum temperatures, that is, maximum temperatures in the top 20% of historical figures. And we can see in these darker red shades, there's at least a four times more likely to see maximum temperatures in the top 20%. And certainly, as we start to enter the last week of September and into October, maximum temperatures climbing up into the low to mid 30s very much breaches this top 20% of historical figures for the time of year. And we do see very high accuracy again. And finally, looking at the spring bushfire outlook, which was released by AFAC a number of weeks ago. It does show that for Queensland and northern New South Wales, there is an increased risk of bushfire through the spring. So certainly a watch point for those looking to start the harvest soon. And that's it for this Grains Climate Outlook. We'd love to hear more from you. So scan the QR code on your screen now, or visit the website listed to fill in a short survey about the video and send through any other feedback. Thanks for watching.